Nobody believes these bones become this valuable. Have you ever looked at an animal bone and thought it was worthless? Most people do. After all, once the meat is gone, what's left behind seems like nothing more than waste. Something to throw away, something to bury, something to forget. But every day, thousands of tons of animal bones begin a journey that most people never see. A journey through some of the most advanced industrial facilities in the world. A journey that transforms what appears useless into a highly valuable material used by manufacturers around the globe. Today, we're going inside that process, and trust me, what happens next is far more fascinating than most people imagine. If you enjoy discovering how ordinary things become extraordinary, make sure to subscribe and stay until the end, because the final destination of these bones surprises almost everyone. Let's begin. It starts long before the factory. Across farms, food processing facilities, and distribution centers, animal bones are collected and prepared for transport. Day after day, truck after truck, tons of raw material that most people would never think twice about. To the average person, they look identical, just piles of bones. But to modern industry, they represent something very different: potential. Hidden inside every bone are natural materials that can be separated, refined, purified, and transformed into something far more valuable than the bone itself. And that's why massive transport trucks arrive at specialized processing facilities around the clock. The moment they arrive, the real journey begins. The first thing you notice about the facility is how clean everything looks. Shiny stainless steel equipment, massive processing lines, automated systems moving with precision, computer screens monitoring every stage. This doesn't look like a place handling waste. It looks more like a high-tech engineering center. And that's exactly what it is. As each shipment arrives, technicians inspect the material, not because they expect problems, but because consistency matters. Every batch is carefully checked. Every delivery is recorded. Every step is documented. The better the incoming material, the smoother the process that follows. Once approved, giant conveyor systems slowly carry the bones deeper into the facility, and that's where the transformation begins. Before anything valuable can be recovered, the material must be cleaned thoroughly. Massive rotating drums slowly turn as powerful streams of water wash away dirt, dust, and unwanted particles. The process is surprisingly satisfying to watch. Thousands of pieces moving in rhythm, water flowing continuously, machines operating with perfect timing. Nothing is rushed, nothing is left to chance. The goal is simple: create the cleanest starting point possible. Because the cleaner the material becomes now, the higher the quality of the final result later. As the washing continues, the bones gradually emerge looking completely different from when they arrived. Cleaner, brighter, prepared for the next stage. Now comes one of the most dramatic moments in the entire facility: size reduction. The cleaned bones move toward enormous industrial crushing systems. These machines are massive, towering equipment built to process huge quantities of material every day. Slowly, the conveyor feeds the bones forward. Powerful mechanisms begin breaking them into smaller pieces. The sound is deep, steady, rhythmic. The process isn't about destruction, it's about access. Inside every bone are valuable components that cannot be efficiently recovered while trapped inside large, solid structures. By reducing the size, engineers create more surface area, more access, more efficiency, and that means a better recovery process later. As the crushed material moves onward, it starts looking less like individual bones and more like industrial raw material. The transformation is already underway. What happens next is where science and engineering truly take over. The smaller bone fragments enter a series of specialized processing systems. Large stainless steel vessels, automated tanks, controlled environments. Every variable is carefully monitored. Temperature, timing, flow rates, everything matters. Inside these systems, valuable natural components begin separating from less useful material. It's a gradual process, one that requires patience and precision. The facility's computers track every stage. Sensors constantly measure conditions. Technicians monitor performance. Nothing is left to guesswork, because consistency is everything. The goal is not simply to process the bones. The goal is to recover valuable material with exceptional purity. At this stage, filtration begins, and this is where the process becomes almost mesmerizing. Streams of material move through multiple layers of separation equipment. Screens, filters, processing chambers. Each stage removes something unnecessary. Each stage increases purity. Again and again and again. The material becomes cleaner with every step, more refined, more consistent, more valuable. Watching it happen feels almost impossible. After all, just hours earlier, this material arrived as something most people considered worthless. Now it is beginning to resemble a carefully engineered industrial ingredient, and the process is still far from complete. Quick question. Before watching this, did you know animal bones could go through a process like this? Let us know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this factory journey, don't forget to like the video. Now let's continue. As purification continues, the environment becomes even more controlled. Air filtration systems operate continuously. Automated monitoring systems track performance. Workers wear protective equipment designed for cleanliness and precision. Every surface shines. Every process follows strict procedures. The reason is simple. As materials become more refined, quality standards become increasingly important. Small inconsistencies that might not matter earlier can become critical later. That's why every stage is designed around accuracy. Every valve, every sensor, every measurement, everything has a purpose. The facility is not just processing material, it is creating trust. Trust that every batch will perform exactly as expected, every single time. After purification comes concentration. The recovered material is carefully prepared for the next major step. Large processing systems continue removing unwanted substances. The material becomes smoother, cleaner, more uniform. Its appearance changes dramatically. Anyone seeing it now would struggle to recognize its origin. The transformation is astonishing. The journey from discarded bone to refined industrial material becomes more obvious with every passing hour. This is where modern manufacturing truly shines, not through speed, but through consistency. The ability to take something unpredictable and create something reliable, over and over again, day after day, year after year. Now the material enters the drying stage, and while it may sound simple, this is one of the most important phases in the entire process. Large industrial drying systems carefully remove moisture. Too much moisture can reduce stability. Too little can affect performance. So everything must be controlled precisely. Warm air flows through sophisticated equipment. Sensors monitor conditions continuously. Automated systems make adjustments in real time. The result is remarkable. The material becomes lighter, more stable, easier to handle, easier to package, and ready for one of the most important moments in the facility: final testing. Before any batch leaves the plant, quality control teams step in. This is where the factory proves its commitment to consistency. Samples are collected, measurements are taken, advanced instruments analyze the material. Results are reviewed, recorded, verified. Every batch must meet strict standards. No shortcuts, no exceptions. If something falls outside the required specifications, it doesn't move forward. That's what separates industrial precision from ordinary production: the ability to achieve the same result again and again. Every test helps ensure reliability. Every check helps maintain quality. Every verification helps protect the reputation of the facility. Finally, after passing every stage, the material reaches the end of the production line. Automated systems transfer it into containers. Labels are applied, tracking information is recorded. Containers are sealed, prepared, and organized for shipment. Forklifts move carefully through vast warehouses. Pallets are stacked. Orders are prepared. Everything is ready for transport. Yet, if you walked through the warehouse at this moment, you might still be wondering something. What exactly is this material? Why go through all of this effort? Why invest in giant facilities, advanced technology, and countless quality checks? The answer is surprisingly simple: because the material is valuable. Very valuable. The refined material produced through this process can be used in a wide range of industrial applications. Manufacturers value it because of its consistency, its purity, its reliability. Industries around the world depend on carefully refined natural materials to create products people use every day. And that demand creates value, significant value. The kind of value that transforms a discarded raw material into an important part of a global supply chain. What began as something many people considered waste has become something worth recovering, worth refining, worth transporting, worth investing in. And that's exactly why facilities like this exist. The next time you see an animal bone, remember this story. Remember that modern industry often sees opportunity where others see nothing. It sees potential hidden beneath the surface. It sees value where most people see waste. Because sometimes the world's most fascinating manufacturing stories don't begin with expensive materials. They begin with things people throw away every single day. And through science, engineering, and innovation, those forgotten materials can begin an entirely new life. A journey few people ever witness. A journey most would never expect. And a journey that proves one simple truth. Sometimes the most valuable transformations start with the things nobody wants. If you enjoyed this factory documentary, subscribe and turn on notifications, because there are countless hidden industrial journeys happening all around us right now. And chances are, the next one will surprise you even more. After all the cleaning, crushing, filtering, refining, and testing, the material produced from animal bones doesn't simply disappear into a warehouse. It becomes part of products used by millions of people every day. One of the most valuable products created from processed animal bone material is medical-grade collagen. Collagen is a natural protein that acts like the body's structural framework. It helps support skin, bones, tendons, ligaments, and connective tissues. Around the world, pharmaceutical and biomedical companies use purified collagen to manufacture products such as advanced wound dressings used in hospitals, surgical sponges that help control bleeding, tissue repair materials used after surgery, dental bone graft materials used by dentists, regenerative medicine products designed to support healing, specialized medical implants and scaffolds that help tissues grow. In many cases, patients receiving treatment may never realize that the material helping their body heal began as animal byproducts that would otherwise have been discarded. But medicine isn't the only destination. Refined bone-derived materials can also be used in the production of gelatin for pharmaceutical capsules, nutritional supplements, medical nutrition products, laboratory research materials, certain cosmetic and skincare ingredients, industrial filtration materials. What started as a pile of unwanted bones can eventually become part of products found in hospitals, research laboratories, pharmacies, dental clinics, and manufacturing facilities across the world. That transformation is what makes the process remarkable. At the beginning of this journey, the bones looked almost worthless. They were simply leftovers, a waste product, something most people would never look at twice. But after passing through one of the most sophisticated purification systems in modern manufacturing, that same material becomes a highly valuable industrial resource. And that is why entire factories exist to process millions of tons of animal byproducts every year. Not because of the bones themselves, but because hidden inside those bones are materials valuable enough to support industries worth billions of dollars. The next time you see a pile of animal bones, you probably won't think of hospitals, surgeons, dentists, biomedical engineers, or advanced medical products. Yet in factories around the world, that exact transformation happens every single day. What looks like waste to most people is, to modern industry, one of the most surprising raw materials on Earth.